Hello, I'm Andrew Fernando reporting for Cricketry on ThePapare.com. I'm here at Hagley Oval after a very difficult second day's play for Sri Lanka, a day in which they gave up all the advantage that they'd earned on the first day, a day which they finished 305 runs back from New Zealand. New Zealand are in their second innings, still have 8 wickets in hand and are in a very, very commanding position in this match, a position you feel from which they feel that they can push for victory on days 3 and 4. The way that Sri Lanka got themselves into this mess is largely in that first session, in the first 9 overs of day 2. In fact, they had begun the day 100 runs back from New Zealand's first innings total with 6 wickets still in hand, and they proceeded to lose those 6 wickets within the space of 15 Trent Boult balls. Boult bowled absolutely brilliantly in that period. He was getting the ball to swing very late and prodigiously. The seam movement was excellent, and the seam position was outstanding as well in order to get those balls to move the way they did. Sri Lanka's tailenders really had no idea. The balls that seemed to be heading way down leg side ended up hitting them on the pads and were shown to be crashing into middle stump on the ball projection. So there was very, very tough batting conditions. What was a little bit disappointing is that the batsmen who got out and exposed that tail, I'm talking about Roshan Silva and Niroshan Dikwella, were probably drawn into shots that they necessarily didn't have to play. They went for a couple of drives and were caught behind the wicket on the offside. Sri Lanka's bowlers then proceeded to be probably a little bit subpar as well. They weren't hitting the stumps with the new ball as often as they would have liked. They weren't asking enough questions from the New Zealand openers, who went on to put on an opening stand of over 120 to consolidate the advantage that Boult had given them in that first session. So Sri Lanka facing an uphill struggle again in New Zealand. They'll have to come up with the kinds of batting heroics that they did in Wellington to avoid another defeat here, and it's especially a bit disappointing here because they had seemed to be so well placed at the end of day 1.